I think one of the most important things was something I touched on earlier, was that if you thought about Ron, people think he's an Adam Henry, which is short for most of you guys can figure out, because he collected all this information and they say, well, what are you going to do with all this information? Are you just going to keep it for yourself and be selfish? Well, he's not. This is the results of him collecting the information, wanting to see that the information gets passed on to everybody in the art that wants to get a hold of it. And that's the whole basis behind the journal. I seriously doubt again that he'll make money because we're not marketers. We are definitely not marketers. If we were, we'd have millions of subscriptions, but we're not. We're just trying to get this out to people. The journal itself has some really good features. Probably one of the best features that people really enjoy is that we've got color, we've got black and white pictures of Jimmy. We do anticipate someday we get enough subscriptions, and when we do, to get maybe a color photo. So we have some pictures in there that is, I think, one of the best features of the magazine. Another good feature is the fact that we have letters to the editor. We take letters. If they're good, if they're bad, we want to have your input, because this magazine is based on developing the San Soo student. We also have a question and answer section. So you can ask your instructor, and then you can send it to Ron and ask him and see how they compare. It's kind of neat, because then you say, hey, you're right. You know, so it's something where you can really get the questions asked if you've wondered about them. We have articles that are put in by masters. We have what's called the Masters Forum. The Masters Forum is an area for people that are masters in the art to write an article about anything they want on San Soo. We don't edit them unless they're spelled wrong. That's about the extent of our editing. So the master stands behind whatever they have to say. We do not change them at all. We have other masters and black belts. One of the black belts from another school collects weapons. He wrote us an article on a sword. We've got a variety of articles that are in the magazine.
Bill Vigil will be in the next one.
Bill Vigil will be in the next one, and Tim Cartmel. How many of you are familiar with Tim Cartmel? He spent 10 years in China. He reads, writes, lives, speaks, everything Chinese. He has written us a two-part article that will be in this 4th issue that will be sent out in June, and then another issue that will come out in September. So, and it's on using your body to its best advantage, on your stature, on the way that you stand and the way you hold yourself. So we've got some really good articles coming in. Now you say, everybody has to ask, why should I subscribe and what benefit does it have for me? I think the most important benefit of the journal is that it's additional training material for you. Not only do you come and work out physically, but you need to work out mentally. And the San Soo Journal has articles to tell you from everything of kick stances, salutes, how to make a fist, how to get the most out of your workout. That was one of the better articles that was in the 2nd issue that came out. We've got articles in all sorts of areas. The most important feature is that it's your magazine. That's the crucial factor. If you've got questions, if you've got suggestions, and we're always open for suggestions. This is not, and I state this very plainly, this is not Ron Gatewood's version of San Soo. This is a magazine that will go on and be put out for other people to put articles in, to gain information on different aspects of the art. We are going to branch out into things like meditation, to learning to use the energy, the breathing energy type properly. So it's an area, it's an article, let me try again. It's a magazine that will cover very wide, expansive areas of San Soo, but we need your input as well. On the back we have the schools listed, so if you ever have a question, you want to get a hold of any of the schools, if you know a school that isn't listed, give us a call. I'm not going to stand here and preach at you. How many of you already have, I know a couple of you already have subscriptions. I know a couple do. Good. If you have any questions, suggestions, be sure and let us know. Now here's what the offer is. We have 3 issues out already, issues 1, 2, and 3 of the first volume. The 4th issue is ready to go to the press, hopefully by the end of the week, first and next, so we will have the 4th issue mailed out at the end of this month. The journal comes out 4 times a year. It's normally $20 for 1 year. What we're doing is offering people to subscribe before June 30th or renew their subscription before June 30th. 2 years for $35, so you save $5. And one way you can take advantage of it is that you can say, I want 2 years for $35 and include the back issues. So you'll end up getting 8 magazines for $35 instead of paying $40. And you'll be all caught up, because I think everybody knows that when a magazine first comes out, the most valuable one is Volume 1, Issue 1. And we have those for sale for $5 if people want them. But you can also, if you would like, subscribe for 2 years being this coming year and the next year, and then you'll be booked up, you'll be all ready to go. But anyways, the options, if you would like to take advantage of it, is $35 for 2 years. And on top of that, because we're really working to build our subscriptions, and it hurts because we really need to make income, but we're offering a 10% discount on supplies. So I'll give you the order form, and when you want to order something, you get a 10% discount off the subtotal on that. So, does anybody have any questions or anything about the journal? Yes, sir.
So I've read every edition so far, and any one edition is worth the price. All you got was one, it's worth the fee.
Thank you. We didn't pay him or anything. Thank you. We
Well,
appreciate it.
that is our goal. That the guy. See, I was looking at the news. I used to write when Bertie was talking to me. I used to write for the newsletter articles. In fact, I wrote the first newsletter totally. And
She stole our masthead.
yeah,
I worked so hard to make that masthead.
that head on there we made. But anyways, the point is,
it didn't belong to anybody, but I made it.
you know, guys get tired of hearing Jimmy had the fastest hands. He did this and he did that and he did. He did. He had. I mean, this stuff. But if we just continually go over the same thing over, and you get this master's version, then you get this master's version, and it's the same story. I want the people to go away and say, I've learned 5 things after I read this. You know, to say, I've learned something here. And that's the goal. And the other thing is, maybe if the people start reading it, the things won't go so askew. They will say, hey, well, like people didn't know about the one knuckle fist. How many knew about the one knuckle fist before? I mean, as far as the way you hit. Did you understand that if you hit, and this is from the old training we got. And I know you read the article, but it explained well enough that this was coming in this direction, so it would open rather than break if you hit something hard. So it was here, 3 o'clock, or 6 o'clock. And in between, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. So that angle would prevail. Like you hit the kidneys, it was this way. Okay, striking into the kidney. So you don't want to hit, and I see guys doing one knuckle fist like this. That's a tough way to hit. You're liable to break your finger, and it's very small. But anyway, if the guy says, hey, I learned one thing, you can hit it 12, you can hit it 6, you can hit it 3. So, and you go the other side, it's the other hand. But just really learn something. And the other thing, we don't want the people to compare, like say, with the instructor, because we won't agree on everything. But if the guy has right training, we'll agree on most things. And I found that to be, it's funny because Bill Vigil wrote an article, and if you look at my soapbox, I call it the soapbox because I can get up and holler and rant, but the soapbox and stuff almost agrees with Vigil's article as far as let's go on. We can't dwell on Jimmy forever, and I'd written that before. The same one where the guy wrote, what did he write on the Jim?
Is that the one that was going to tear it up and shove it up your nose?
No. I had one of those because I was picking on Bernie. We've made friends. So, in fact, I sent him a nasty letter back, and I put your senior master. But anyway, he wrote about using both sides of the workout. Like when the guy's throwing, you think what you can do. And I had written my article first before his came in. And it was so interesting how they blended together, like we got together and wrote them. But it was pretty interesting. But,
it's the second issue by Jim McCraw.
Yeah. Jim McCraw, yeah.
So if anybody has any questions or concern, just let us know. If you want to take care of the journal right now, we'd be glad to give you your magazines and your order form right now. And now is the time to take advantage of Ron just standing there by himself. So if you have questions or anything,
yeah, any questions you got, we'll be glad to
answer. Let us give you a salute for allowing us to be in your school. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you.